Hey everyone, so I'm back to do another video, and you might notice something a little bit different about this bike here. So the bike that was on the stand, the Specialized, I went ahead and got a fork for it off of Amazon. Of course, it was supposed to be a straight steer tube, and when I got it, it was tapered. I was like, son of a, so I was like, well, what the hell do I do with this one? Well, this fork is set up to run a 26, 27.5, or a 29-inch wheel, which this here is a 29-inch wheel. So I was like, well, I could put it on this one. Now, what was on this one was a Fox 36, which is this fork right here. And yes, this fork is better, but I didn't want this fork to be a complete waste either. So I went ahead and stuck it on here, and this fork, the top crown has those has the holes for a direct mount. However, the holes were just a bit on the small side. So I decided, let's see, move this stuff out of the way. I decided to go ahead and get some taps the right size. Put those right there and retap the holes. So I did that, and I was able to direct mount this direct mount stem right to it. Turned out pretty good. So I haven't tested it out yet. I did get the brake rotors on there and the brake put on. That took a little bit of time, but it turned out pretty good. The decals, yes. The decals, I definitely took those off. The brand name was, it was a cheap brand name. It was Buck something, or I can't remember. But I did check out the reviews. It's not a great fork, but it will definitely work. I mean, I don't do high flying jumps. I'm not a pro. I don't do stuff like that. It can do drops and smaller jumps, which of course, yeah, I could do that, but I don't, not very often. So I went ahead, put that on there, got it all, everything, the holes tapped and all that. As you can see, if you look really close, you can still see I have to blow all that off. You can still see a little bit of the shavings from where I tapped the holes. Turned out really good. I mean, it turned out really good. So eventually I will get this bike out and start riding it around. More than likely the Rio Grande, the Northeast Heights foothills, top of Indian School and Tramway. More than likely it's where I usually start. It's a pretty good little trail network thing going on up there. So, and I haven't been there, and it's been a good while actually. It's been a real good while. I am a bit out of shape, but I think I get back into a little bit better, well, definitely better shape than I am now. Oh, and another thing I noticed, not too long ago, I was cleaning up the wheels. The whole bike was dusty, so I was cleaning it up. And I noticed these wheels are carbon. I was like, well then, okay, that's good. So I got a carbon wheel set on this bike. I didn't know that, I do now, but I didn't before. And the way I found out was somewhere on here. I think it's probably right there, maybe. I think it is. Yeah, right there. See that little scratch? Had this little scratch on there. Well, I covered it up with clear nail polish, and that actually works for little scratches like that to repair them. It's not the greatest, but it does work. And at first I thought it was just goo that was on it, you know, and I realized that's not goo. I was running my fingernail across it thinking, you know, that it would wipe off, and it turned out that it was not goo, it was a scratch. And then I got a little bit closer look and realized, well, these wheels, it's a carbon wheel set. So I was like, shoot, well, now I can understand, you know, where the price of this comes in. I mean, you know, that and the Fox suspension and all that. Now the other bike, I do have a lot of stuff for it, and I'll be right back. Let me show you. Okay, so we're in the hobby room. Have the RC car and all that, and my lady's bike in here, and here's the frame sitting here. So got the cranks on there, the right spindle. Fix that little pin right there so it fits into that hole there. So that's done. I did get a wheel for it, a front wheel, 27.5. It is, I believe, aluminum. I haven't unwrapped it. I'm just going to leave it right where it's at until I get more of it together. And got the suspension for it. I figured this here will do just fine. On Tuesday, I have to take the bike back to Fat Tire, the frame and the suspension, so we get the pieces sized up that go in here and in here. Once I get those, and I can install it right in there, so that will be good. Of course, I have the brakes for it. I have a lot of stuff for this bike. I mean, not enough to complete it. Do you have this? I don't know. I don't think I'm going to use it on my downhill. Maybe the other bike, the Trek, I could use it on there. I put all my other parts in here that I'm saving up. All right, this here is a seat post, but this before I decided to go with a dropper seat post on it. I have, as you know, I have the chain seat. I did get this, but that's before I realized that I can use the direct mount stem. So I'll save this one for a later project. I did get these, and the reason for it, it's not for the pads. It's for these spacers here, in case I needed them. And there's a chance that I might need them. Usually some of the brake calipers will have those in between, so you can shift them in different directions, rotate them around. I do have the guards for the paint on the frame. I may use them, I may not, I don't know yet. Handle grips, but I already have handle grips on it, so or for it, so that's, you know, kind of good. Do have this here, but this here is more for the Trek than it is for the Specialized, because Specialized takes a pressed fit bottom bracket, which was already on there. And this one here is a threaded. So that'll work on the Trek, just not that one. No. Do have the sprocket. Normally this is a downhill mountain bike, so normally these here will be much smaller. This is a 10 speed, that's what I'm going with. I'm not going with an 11 or 12. I don't see the point in doing that. This one here is an 11. Let me see here. It says it on here somewhere. I think it's 11 by 52 or 50 or something like that. I'm looking for the stamp on it. 11 by 50, right. Let me try to get that to focus. There we go. 11 by 50. So this here it'll allow the bike, it'll allow me to climb with it, little hills. I'm not sure how good it'll climb, but nothing really big, but it'll climb a little bit, so there's no doubt there. Got an extra chain because it's always good to have too many than too little, right? Do have the pedals for it, black and silver. I figured that'll match pretty good. This one here is a different one. This one is a 9 speed, 11. Let's see what this one is anyhow. I was going to use it, but I decided not to for what I think it's 1150 or 1152. Yeah, it's right there. That's an 1150. Try to get that to focus a little bit. There we go. 1150. But I decided not to go with the 9 because the type of shifter that I wanted, I was having difficulty finding it in a 9, and that would be the Shimano XT finger shifter, which would be like this one here. Let me flip this around. That. I was having problems finding that in a 9. I don't think they make them anymore in a 9. So I was like, well, that's all right. I'll just go one size up to a 10. Gives me a little bit of extra. Still has the same gearing, 1150, so that was fine. That worked fine. This one here is a Shimano Saint, and I believe this is a 10 or 11, something like that. I can't remember. That will be used in a later project. I do have the hydraulic mineral oil. I have 2 of these, the ones in the man cave in the shop, because the brakes on the Trek take the same type of oil, and I got some brake line because I wasn't sure if the brake line that was on it was going to reach. But it turns out that it does reach. I'm not sure if I like how it's, I have to work on that a little bit. But it does reach. So if one day I decide that it's just not doing it, just not good enough, then that's okay, because I have a brand new thing of brake line right there with all the fittings that I need. And yes, I've done these before, so there's no problem there. There's the extra oil. So yeah, quite a bit, to go through with you guys and what I've been doing, and it's a bit, it's quite a bit. So got that done. Also working on getting fishing stuff together. I gotta go fishing. You know, never mind the net. Do have a seat in there, and found that bag in the Real Brand a while back. That's something interesting. I do like telescopic rods. Those, I don't know why, they're just, it's easier to get them in and out of tight areas. And this one here, let me put it up here so you guys can see this. I got this at Walmart, right? I seen this and I was like, what the hell? And I figured that it would be all plastic and crap, because I did a review on one of these. It'd be way down on the list on my channel. You go way down there, you'll find it. It's a review on, I think it's Shakespeare or something like that. I don't know. But it's a rod that looks like that, but it's bigger, and it unclips and folds down and all that. This here is super tiny. I mean, pay no attention to the nails. I know somebody's going to want to say something. So yeah, it's super small, but these here will get into some really super tight areas that your normal fishing rods would definitely have a problem getting in and out of. This here, I'll get in and out of there no problem. So what I did with this is I went through it, took it all apart, oiled up everything, made sure everything was put together correctly. Haven't had a chance to use it yet, but I will. More than likely, probably Wednesday, roughly, give or take. Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that, you know. So that's some of my plans. I did get some of these little Dockle boxes here. I thought it's pretty cool, so I got my lady one of these. Kind of spring-loaded. I figured, shoot, you know, why not? You know, so I got these two here and this here. I figured this here will do quite nicely as well. Also spring-loaded. Just got to be careful in opening this, so all your stuff, when you hit that button, it doesn't go everywhere. It got a bit of spring on there. So, yep. All right. So I think that's that covers pretty much what I'm doing with the bikes, fishing, and then go into the dark. This bike here, the Piranha. Now, I know this bike will work good. Been having a little bit of problems with jetting the carburetor. You blip the throttle, it kind of, you know, hesitates. All right. Now I've taken a look at different videos on YouTube on how to fix that problem. Tried that, didn't work. All right. Then when you get really on it and you open this thing all the way up, it wants to hesitate again. And I'm like, well, what on God's green earth is going on here? So I do have a friend lives right across the street from me, and he does small engine rebuilds and repairs and stuff like that. So I'm gonna have him, I'll probably pay him to rejet it correctly. I figured that'd be the best way, because I messed with it enough, and if I mess with it too much more, I don't want to mess something up. So I'm gonna have him work with that, and maybe it's just the carburetor itself. I don't know. This one, however, is working cherry. I mean, I can start this sucker up pretty quick. Should I start it for you guys? Yeah, okay. You guys convinced me. Let's go ahead and turn this sucker on. And let's pull the choke. Now, you always pull the choke on it, but Um, pulling the brake, and it hasn't been started in a long time, guys, so bear with me. Okay, there we go. 2 shots. Took two tries and it started right up. It works really good. And then there's this one here. This one had a big block in it. That thing was leaking oil from the side cover, so that's one of those over here. I'm not sure which one, but one of those. All right, so I got a new one and went and put it in here. I do have a video on that, and I did take the head off the other one over there, and I put it on this one, and that head has, let me show you. It has this here in it. I'm getting the light. I'll try to find the, that is the Black Venom, I believe. Try to, Black Venom, yeah. Roller rockers, 1.3 gear ratio, I believe it is. I don't have my glasses on right now, so I believe it's a, yeah, 1.3 gear ratio, you know, so anyhow, I have that in there. That's what you're hearing in that one. I chose to use the head that was in that bike, and that is now over there on this one, because there's nothing wrong with the head. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put it on here. Now, why didn't I put it back in this one? Well, a big block in this is really big, and there's like 0 room to move around, you know, in there. And so I decided with this one, I'll eventually get myself a nice small block, probably a Tillotson or Predator, something like that. Probably Tillotson. I would like to go with Tillotson over Predator, because, well, I haven't had a Tillotson. Now I've had Predator, and I've had the Duramax, all big block, but I hear good things about the Tillotson. Small block motors. A lot of people like using those. So, and they're supposed to be somewhat a bit stronger than the other two. So I figured, well, that's what I'll end up doing. Yeah, they cost more, but you know, hey, you know, no problem there. You know, so eventually that's what's going in there. Oh, and another thing, this back tire is coming off, and this tire right here, that one there, that's going on. Now, I won't be able to use the back rim that's on there. I'll have to get another rim for it, which won't be aluminum. It'll be more of a just a normal steel rim, a white steel rim. Try to get as close as I can to that, but you know, because that one's all polished aluminum. And then I'll be using that tire on here. This tire is what's called a turf tire, and there is a maximum speed that these here are supposed to handle, and I know it's not 60 miles an hour, which this here did at one point, and probably did a little bit more. Just never recorded it. I recorded the 63 mile an hour and lost the footage, which is, that's a bummer, because that was really cool. But yeah, that tire, I'm surprised it didn't blow off, because it's super soft. You know, it's a turf tire for a golf cart, I believe, or something like that. This one here will definitely handle that speed and a lot more than what this here will ever be able to do. That there will handle it, you know. Um, I don't like running that one. Never really did. I pushed it to the limit, got lucky, and I didn't die. So that's my plan with my bikes and what's going on with this one and this one and all the ones over there. And so thanks guys for watching. I appreciate it. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll be talking to you guys really soon.